When me and my family found out that my mother was sick of cancer, she got diagnosed 5 years ago, cancer at the skin. She also got it on the brain and on the pulmons and at the heart. And since that day, she continued fighting. From that day, we can say that the life in our family, it's not the same. We can never be in peace, because every day something can happen and they can diagnose something else. She takes every day some pills that are very strong and secondary effect that make her feel very bad and tired. I felt very down because I was very young. I had more responsibility because we had to help her, me and my sister. She was every day tired and didn't have the strength to do all the things that she did before. That was a hard period for me and for my family, but I feel that it made me stronger. It hurts me a bit.
When we had to leave our hometown in Syria, because there was a war there. At the time I was 8 years old. We just went to school and we lived in a quite peaceful area, and then suddenly, not suddenly, but in the process everything changed. When your parents come home very stressed, then you know it's wrong. So me and my family needed to leave. I really felt down because my comfort zone went away and I needed to discover a new place. My uncles and nephews and nieces stayed, but we lived at the more dangerous area. So we left, me, my mom, my father and my sister. We left in big groups to the border. Refugee camps picked us up, and then we just moved along the way with the groups till we reached Amsterdam through Belgium. At the end, the bus. But most of the time it's just walking. Being alone as an 8-year-old kid, traveling those distances, and then, yeah. That was pretty, I think that let me down the most. To see other things in the world, which is nice, in the Western culture. And you don't have that. It changed me, get every opportunity you need. And now originally I live in Amsterdam. I'm here now with my friends in Paris, so it all ended up very good. I'm always pretty positive. I think they made the right choice.
When I come to France, I was expecting a cliché of ratatouille with drinking wine and taking baguette or a croissant. You go out searching your dreams. In the beginning you want to work with health. In fact, you work in a very bad place with people who treat you bad and eating bad every day. I'm a maid in a hotel. I take 1 hour to be there. Look like I invest 2 hours of my life every day doing nothing. My boss is not kind at all. They treat you very bad. I'm from Brazil, Latina culture. They're very warm. In your country, you have your family, your friends, and in the middle of the pandemic, I see myself totally far from my family. When you're sick or you're afraid, you just want to go to your mom. You can't go out in the street in a city that you don't know much about. You find yourself very sad and alone.
It's a kind of collective letdown. Even though Paris is so beautiful, we went through a lot of pretty difficult stuff. The Charlie Hebdo terrorist attacks, the terrorist attack at the Bataclan, the elections in the United States in 2016, now the pandemic. I feel like we're in a cycle of difficult moments. Right before the elections, I lost my husband to cancer. So the one kind of positive thing I can think of is that he wasn't around to see all this terrible stuff happen. And I'm glad, because he had been through a lot already. If somebody was in a time capsule and you told them what happened, they'd be like, what? What? That's not possible. But I do believe that there is hope on the horizon. We have a newly elected president and the vaccine. And so a glimmer of hope, and these things will take a little bit of time, but we're on the right road. I'm glad because we really need this and we deserve it.
When I didn't feel I was in a good place with my career, with the master degree that I chose in economic law. I come from a country, from Romania, where You know, when you study law or engineering or med school, then it's great. Otherwise, you're like not important, you know? And I really didn't like it. I felt like I was not in a good place studying there and also not in a good place mentally. I didn't see myself in the field anymore. I felt very, very lost. I'm not used to, you know, just giving up on stuff. If I'm there, I have to, you know, work for it, fight for it, even if it's hard. I decided to look for some other options. But I felt let down because my family, first of all, didn't agree at that time. Not having their support was a bit of a shock. But in the end, I decided to rediscover myself and see exactly what brings happiness in my life. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the money that counts. So I just took the decision without telling them. I finished a master's degree in communication and media. And I have an internship in this field. And I really enjoy. I felt like I took my life in my hands and just realized that if you feel like you're not in a good place, then change it. You have this power in yourself and just do it because it's your life. And then if you realize maybe later you'll have more regrets and you'll maybe have a tendency to put the blame on someone else when actually all you had to do was just do what you felt was better to do.
I must have been like 12. I'm a singer and when I was younger I started discovering the fact that I liked to sing. There was this talent show. Someone from like some pop group was going to be one of the judges. Just sang my heart out. First time on a stage, like my family, my cousins and stuff were there, like proper hyping me up and whatever. I ended up not getting chosen. I remember calling my grandma in Italy, and at the time that was quite expensive to do, crying, all the tears I had in my body. It's funny because it's such a tiny thing, but that one just really marked me. Just that feeling of being vulnerable and then being rejected was really difficult for a 12-year-old Nishma. That lesson taught me a lot for other times in the future. You maybe apply to something or audition for something and then you're not selected. There's two things that have come from that. One, it's fine to be rejected, and other times you'll be accepted, and both are fine. Just learn how to not to take it as like an affront to your identity, especially in the artistic world. You can often become your voice, your acting skills, your production skills. It's part of that learning process to be like, I'm not my voice, you know, like you're more than your talent. Two, also, is just to do, if you want to do something, it kind of just taught me like, I think often we wait on other people to open doors for us, and I think it's really great to just, even though it might be to a smaller extent, just to start doing it on your own, just honing your craft without waiting for someone to open that door for you. Doesn't mean barging a door open of your own accord, but it just means like continuing to hone that. All doors closed kind of lead to open doors later on, and the right doors.
When I moved in Paris, I came here for my studies. Where I come from, there isn't much choices because it's a small place. I thought Paris was something like incredible, where everyone is happy to be here, but I think it's not the case at all because everyone are self-concerned. Here it's very rushy, it's very stressful. I come from an island where it's totally different and it's very hard for me. I don't know if it's the right choice for my studies. It's kind of unexpected. I'm feeling limited. I don't really integrate myself here, so yeah, I think there is a lot of closed doors for me. I mean, it's my fault, of course, because I can't be part of the system. There are a lot of differences between my island and Paris. It's always sunny there. People know each other. There isn't racism because there is a lot of communities in the same place and everyone respects each other, and I don't feel the same here. So it's hard for me to be part of this city. Every day I'm reconsidering. Now I'm here, I'm stuck here. So I would want to go to America because I still think there is an American dream as I saw on TV. Maybe live this dream that all of them are talking about because they have some family there and it's working well for them. I guess it's different than France.
It was when I was 8 and my parents split. I was one of the 3 cases at the whole school. I had just changed school and it was all new to me, so adding to a new school was adding to a new form of family. I was let down by my parents and all the way they handled it. I grew and came to know that I was really disappointed about their attitude. They didn't try much harder. You grow up seeing the idea of families and mine didn't fit the image. My parents couldn't handle to see themselves stuck in the middle of a situation where you are not on mom's side or dad's side. You are in an uncomfortable position. I think that my mother was the most sad about it all and kind of still is because she wishes that she could have given my brother and I a typical family. It's seen on her face. But I think that it was the best for my family, and today I'm completely happy. I love my half brother and my half sister. We are my parents get along very well, so it all changed for the better.
It was when here in Paris they announced that we were going to be on quarantine. The quarantine was on March, and I arrived here in February as an international student. Wasn't able to go to university. I couldn't go out. I just arrived here, so I was really let down because this was my dream trip and a huge opportunity for me. So I thought everything was going to go wrong. I wanted to stay home alone and just maybe cry or listen to music. At the end, each time when they let us go out, we took advantage of it, and I think I would do it again. It made me appreciate more when we have the liberty to go outside, because we stay inside the house for so many days. So our first time outside, we value it more, I think. And also because the city was empty, we have it all for ourselves. So we had the time to do everything that we could and while we were inside.